turn you on, baby. My interest is only you and everything you do. Yeah, I wanna give it a shot and see what we could do. Yeah. Stretch out your trust and let me in. Let me prove to you, baby, that a real man still exists. I'm gonna turn you on. Now, what makes you tick-tock? What makes you fall in love? What makes you wake up? I wanna know how to turn you on. What makes you laugh a lot? What do you look for? What do you not like? I wanna know. I just wanna turn you on. I just wanna turn you on, baby. I wanna turn you on. I just wanna turn you on, baby. I wanna turn you on. I just wanna turn you on, baby. I wanna turn you on. I just wanna turn you on, baby. I just wanna turn you on. I just wanna turn you on.
Welcome and welcome to my show. And it's Innie, and good morning, and whatever works for you, sunshine and hugs and loves and kisses and what have you. I am in the line right now, and I promise you it is the coolest day in Durban. Yes, it's not too hot and it's not too cold, and it's just perfect. I feel like little Goldilocks, really, and it's an absolutely wonderful day. And I just hope that you are having a fantastic day as well. It is gone 9 a.m. already, and we are ready for our show. So, yes. So, what happens when men fall in love, and how do we know that they're falling in love, and what are the stages? Apparently, they do go to 3 stages. So, we do want to know what goes on in his mind, and we do want to know when a man falls in love, because they're so secretive about everything, aren't they? Anyway, but if you're a man out there and you are listening, and you yourself are pretty stunned about that's how you fall in love, well, it's time to tune in. And Innie is on the line, and my show is called All Things Considered. This is a show where we discuss all wacky things, things that you never thought about come up here. Phil Collins, Groovy Kind of Love.
When I'm feeling blue, all I have to do is take a look at you. Then I'm not so blue when you're close to me.
And if you're heading towards a groovy kind of love and you found the man of your dreams, today is the day to listen in as to how, or just look at the signs that he's falling in love. And you with Capital Radio, and my name is Ini. The show is called All Things Considered. Of course, you know that by now. And if you don't, you naughty, naughty, naughty thing, you haven't joined me enough. Well, you're going to be starting to join me every single day. We've got some wacky, wacky topics that we cover. Yes, one of them is going to be chocolate soon. Yes, some topic that you all love and is of interest to you. And yesterday we did the coronavirus, and we had some very, very interesting responses there from Professor, Mendelssohn from the University of Cape Town. Well, we always start with a prayer because we certainly do need a divinity in our lives, whether you believe in a universe and a God. And I really, think that every God, all tributaries land up in the same sea. So, why shouldn't we? It's just the Lord. It's whatever you connect to. So let us pray and do bow your heads. Dear Lord, every thought of my mind, every emotion of my heart, every movement of my being, every feeling and every sensation, each cell of my body, each drop of my blood, all is yours, dear Lord. Yours absolutely, yours without any reserve. Yours absolutely, and yours without any reserve. You can decide my life or my death, my happiness or my sorrow, my pleasure or my pain. Dear Lord, whatever you do with me, whatever comes to me from you, will lead me to your lotus feet again and again and again. Amen. Om Sai Ram, Hare Krishna, Om Sri Ram. And I say that in no particular order, believe you me. Okay, and I just hope that is going to charge us for the day and waka wakas through the day. But we've got some absolutely fantabulous, awesome, amazing music for this morning. And as you know, we share all the retro tunes and the past and the present included. And so just the place to be in just as we get into the winter months. We are going to be doing the weather soon, so do stay with us. We have Joe Cocker now and Jennifer Wands, and you know the song Up Where We Belong coming up right now. All the love songs are coming out today.
The way I feel when it's real, I keep it alive. The road is long There are mountains in our way, but we climb the stair every day. The lift is up where we belong, where the eagles cry on a mountain high. The lift is up where we belong, far from the world below, up where the clear winds blow. Some hang on to used to be, live their lives looking behind.
All we have is here and now. All our lives are there to find.
The road is long. There are mountains in our way, but we climb a step every day. Love lifts us up where we belong, where the eagles cry on a mountain high. Love lifts us up where we belong, far from the world we know, where the clear winds blow. Time goes by, no time to cry. Life's you and I alive. Day, love lifts us up where we belong, where the eagles cry on a mountain high. Love lifts us up where we belong, out from the world we know, where the clear winds blow.
And a happy warm welcome to Mr. Rajan Mudli. Welcome.
Where we belong, where the eagles cry on a mountain high.
And that's it. We have Babyface featuring Mariah Carey. Every time I close my eyes, maybe I see you.
Girl, it's been a long, long time coming. Yes, it has. But I know that it's been worth the wait. Yeah. Yeah. It feels like springtime in winter. It feels like Christmas in June. It feels like
hope that you're singing and swaying just as I'm doing in the studio. So, what goes through his mind when he is falling in love? Well, we are going to be doing 7 stages of how men fall in love. And if you're just as intrigued as me, well, yeah, I was actually quite tickled discovering all this by myself. But anyway, when women fall in love, it's pretty easy. It's filled with bursts of happiness and laughter and joy and miss you texts and I wish you were here texts and what have you. And it's clear to see, but when a man falls in love, it's like pretty silent and, you don't really get much and it's so different, and so how do they fall in love? How to make out that they are falling in love? We did have a program on this, by the way, but apparently there's 7 stages, so we're going to go through that and what really goes on in a man's mind. And as I said, this week we are dedicating it to men and we are dedicating it to all the topics that fit a man. And tomorrow we're also going to be doing shoestring budget proposals. So if you are thinking of proposing or your son is thinking of proposing or your grandson is thinking of proposing, well, there you go. And if you're a woman thinking of proposing, and that is so in these days, you hear of women being too tired of waiting for their men, who are too scared to commit to marriage, not in these days and times with the expenses being what it is, and they just want to live together. So, women are doing that all the time. There's a TV program like that, where I think that, I can't remember it, but it has come to pass like once or twice when, the TV was on, I kind of caught it. But it's about women, being so tired of living with their spouse, their partners, that they just decided, well, that's it, I'm going to really now ask this man to marry me, so why not? But if you are, working with a shoestring budget, and if you're not, I still have some lovely ideas for you that you can pick up tomorrow. There you go. All right, so we can definitely share that. But we also have to deal with what's infatuation, what's love. You really don't know that, but I'm going to deal with that a little bit later, but we are going to be talking about how men fall in love and a little bit after these songs and my absolutely fantastic jams this morning. Belinda Carlisle coming up. Heaven is a Place on Earth. And then we're going to be doing the weather as well for Cape Town and Johannesburg and Durban, which I obviously live here, and it gets the full tutu. Absolutely detailed weather for Durban coming up right now.
Ooh, baby, do you know what that's worth? Ooh, heaven is a place on earth. They say in heaven, love comes first. We'll make heaven a place on earth. Ooh, heaven is
I had to live my life without you near me.
And you gotta know about this. Nothing's gonna change my love for you.
Empty. The nights it seems so long. With you I see forever oh so clearly. I might have been in love before, but I never felt this strong. Our dreams are young and we both know they'll take us where we want to go. Hold me now, touch me now. I don't want to live without you. Nothing's gonna change my love for you. You wanna know by now how much I love you. One thing you can be sure of, I'll never ask for more than your love. Nothing's gonna change my love for you. You wanna know by now how much I love you. You wanna change my whole life, but nothing's gonna change my love for you. If the road ahead is not so easy, our love will lead a way for us. Like the guiding star, I'll be there for you if you should need me. You don't have to change a thing. I love you just the way you are. So come with me and share the view. I'll help you see forever too. Hold me now, touch me now. I don't want to live without you. Nothing's gonna change my love for you. You wanna know by now how much I love you. One thing you can be sure of, I'll never ask for more than your love. Nothing's gonna change my love for you. You wanna know by now how much I love you. You won't change my whole life through, but nothing's gonna change my love for you. Nothing's gonna change my love for you. You wanna know by now how much I love you. One thing you can be sure of, I'll never ask for more than your love. Nothing's gonna change my love for you. You wanna know by now how much I love you. One thing you can be sure of, I'll never ask for more than your love. Nothing's gonna change my love for you. You wanna know by now how much I love you. You won't change my whole life through, but nothing's gonna change my love for you. Nothing's gonna change my love for you. You wanna know by now how much I love you. One thing you can be sure of, I'll never ask for more than your love.
Nothing's gonna change my love for you. And I wonder if you guys are spending a romantic morning together. Maybe you and the partner are off for today, and considering all things considered, of course, that you aren't at work together. And of course, we're doing the alternate days at offices these days. So why not? And if you are, I hope that you're spending a romantic a day together, and the guys are, stepping up to the plate and making coffee and tea and popcorn and all the nice things that go with these songs. But I just hope as well that you're keeping safe. And we are going to be doing the weather right now. So Durban, let's look at Durban, 26 high. But I never felt that it was 26 or it was going to get to 26 this morning. Honestly, it was so nice outside. 26 high, real feel 28, real feel in the shade is going to be 26 degrees, and maximum UV index of 7 is considered high. Wind at northeasterly direction, 17 kilometers per hour, and and it's going to go up to 26 kilometers per hour. Yeah, don't wear a hat. Probability of precipitation is 25%, and your probability of thunderstorms is 1%. Cloud cover is going to be 47%, and yes, in your evening weather for today in Durban is going to be 20 at degrees Celsius low, and wind northeasterly in 13 kilometers per hour. Your gusts are coming in at 22 kilometers per hour. Probability precipitation is 1%, and your cloud cover is 10%, and your probability of thunderstorms is 0%. And your sunset is going to be at 5:56 p.m., just in case you want to take a stroll on the Wilson's Wharf. There you go. And Johannesburg, you coming in at 24 degrees, and that's a high. Real feel is 26 degrees, and real feel in the shade is 23 degrees, 8 on the maximum UV index, and probability of thunderstorms is 6%, and you have cloud cover of 31% today, and your wind is going along at 9 kilometers per hour. Your gusts are coming in at 13, which is not too bad, and the direction of the wind is westerly, just in case you decide to take your little dingy off to Hartbeespoort Dam. Probability of precipitation is 25%, and tonight is going to be 12 degrees Celsius, and you are going to have a probability of thunderstorm at 1%, and your sunset is at 6:09 p.m. Cape Town is 22 degrees at a high, and feel at 23 degrees, and real feel in the shade is 20 degrees Celsius, and you have a maximum UV index of 6, and you have northwesterly winds of 15 kilometers per hour with wind gusts at 22 kilometers per hour, and your probability of precipitation is 0%. Probability of thunderstorms is going to be 0% as well, and your cloud cover is going to be 37% today, and your night temperature is going to be 15 degrees. That is a low, and your real feel at 14. Yeah, you're going to need those blankies, and if you didn't come to Durban and pick up those goodies, well, yes, I'm feeling sorry for you already. And you're going to be having a probability of precipitation at 8%, and probability of thunderstorms is 0. Cloud cover at 32%, and your sunset is at 6:44 p.m. And that was the weather. Capital Radio, and the show is called All Things Considered. Coming up right now, Tavares, Heaven Must Be Missing an Angel. Well, before that is Do It To Me.
Girl, you're such a bad thing, standing there all alone, looking so good to me, baby. Can't do no wrong, hey, baby. Put your arms around me, set my world on fire. There ain't never gonna be nobody like you, baby. Honey, that's no lie. Yeah. You put that spell on me, I'll tell you, hon. You know you set me free. Hey, little girl, you know my heart's desire. Come on and give it to me, baby. I can't deny you. Hey, hey, what I'm saying is do it to me one more time. Oh, I'll give you one more chance. This heart of mine. Do it to me one more time, baby. Can't get enough of your love. You're my Motown lover, Motown lover, girl of my dream, girl of my dream. When you laugh, when you cry, girl, that look in your eyes, you're my everything. Oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, ooh, you put that spell on me. I'll tell you, baby, you know enough of your love. Can't get enough of your love. Oh, my friends say I'm a dreamer. It takes a fool in love to know what I'm feeling. Each time you say goodbye, I find a reason why to give us one more try. Knowing, babe, you're gonna hurt me. Oh yeah. Oh, do it to me one more time. I'll give you one more chance. This heart of mine. Do it to me one more time, baby. Can't get enough of your love. Can't get enough of your love. Can't get enough of your love. Got this feeling deep inside me. There ain't nothing I can hide from. I just love the way you love me. Do it to me one more time. Oh, baby, one more time. Can't you see, girl, that I need you? All I wanna do is please you. Even though it's hard to love you, do it to me one more time. Oh yeah, one more time. When you move, girl, you tease me. We make love slow and easy. I just want you here beside me. Do it to me one more time. Do it, baby.
So we talking about how men fall in love, and do men and women fall in love, for each other in a completely different way? That's what we need to know. And the answer to that is, well, love is love, and we all, fall in love. I mean, we love each other the same in similar ways, and how we show it is different. But yes, love is love for each other. But where it gets different is how men approach love and how they see love, and women see love in a completely different way, and all encompassing and all embracing. But for men, they have to approach love, and women don't. They just fall in love. So there's a very big difference between that, if you can get the gist of what I'm saying. But by the way, men do flirt. There's many ways that men can flirt, and they may not admit it, they may not know it, but they do. Okay, so, and some of them do know that they flirt. It's that they do it purposefully, and they do it intentionally as well. But to a man, what is dating? Dating really to a man is conquest. Really, it's when it's the hunter-hunted kind of theory, and he's playing the hunter, and the woman is obviously the hunted. And for many, once they've finished with that, and they've caught the person that they've they are going after, they normally stop right there. So the interest wanes off. That's what the theory says, and that's what the theorists say. But if he's really interested in a woman, to a man, that dating conquest can be a little bit different. He may be dating with the intention of finding the one who's the greatest match for him, and he's had all the others, and he's done. But no matter how hard he tries, perhaps his evolutionary instincts kick in, and as soon as he's on a date, then he kind of feels, irrespective of what he actually sees in the girl. And it's not actually the woman, so the women mustn't blame themselves for this. But irrespective of whether whether they like the person and they see that person as a potential life partner or not, he tries to woo her and impress her. But very often they get cold feet in the end because it is a long-term commitment. So often it's not about the woman, it's about more the man. And, maybe he's kind of stuck in the process of falling in love and stuck between the stages, so to speak. And that's the thing that women don't understand often, and they can misinterpret it and think, oh, well, I'm doing everything wrong and it's all about me. But of course, there's a side quest, opportunity, obviously, of sleeping with the woman, and many do before marriage these days. And and very often they just have that as a quest, and that's the truth of the matter. And then they don't necessarily have to take this to the full car and marry this girl. So he's probably not even trying hard enough to see whether that is the girl that he wants to marry and settle down with and spend the rest of his life with. And he's only trying to desperately make sure that she does get obviously is interested in him enough to sleep with him. So, he might not be even falling in love, and you might be reading it all wrong. Okay, so we are going to be talking about how quickly men fall in love as well. Coming up right now, Bob Marley, Is This Love?
every day and
So you women and you wondering, is this love? Well, I've got some really, 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 really important facts for you to listen to, and yeah, and I'm going to burst your bubble a little bit, so stay tuned.
of my single bed. We'll share the same room, yeah. But I provide the bread. Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? I wanna know now. I got to know now. I'm willing and able. So I throw my cards on your table. I wanna love you. I wanna love and treat you right. I wanna love you every day and every night. We'll be together with the roof right over our heads. We'll share the shelter, yeah. Oh yeah, of my single bed. We'll share the same room, yeah. Oh, Jah provide the bread. Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? Oh, oh yes I know, yes I know, yes I know now. Oh yes I know, yes I know, yes I know now. I'm willing and able. So I throw my cards on your table. See, I wanna love you. I wanna love and treat you right. I wanna love you every day and every night. We'll be together with the roof right over our heads. We'll share the shelter of my single bed. We'll share the same room, yeah. Jah provide the bread. We'll share the shelter.
If you change your mind,
Take a chance,
I'm
take
the
a
first
chance,
in line.
take a chance,
Honey,
take
I'm
a
still
chance,
free.
take a chance,
Take a
take a
chance
chance,
on me.
take a chance,
If
take
you
a
need
chance,
me,
take a
let
chance,
me
take a
know.
chance,
Gonna
take a
be
chance, take a chance, take a
around.
chance,
If you
take a
got
chance,
no
take a
place
chance,
to
take a
go,
chance, take a 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 chance,
if you're all alone, when the pretty birds have flown, honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. Gonna do my very best, and it ain't no lie. If you put me to the test, if you let me try, take a chance on me.
That's all I ask of you, honey.
Take a chance on me.
Take a Chance on Me by ABBA, yes. And if that's what you want to, want your partner to do, well, there you go.
Listen to some music, maybe just talking to know you better. 'Cause you know I've got so much that I wanna do. When I dream I'm alone with you, it's magic. You want me to leave it there, afraid of a love affair, but I think you know that I can't let go. If you change your mind, I'm the first in line. Honey, I'm still
falling in love. We're talking about that today. And yes, we've got a lineup for men this week, and we are going to be focusing. I mean, and somebody says, so how is this a man topic? It is a man topic, and you do want to know how you fall in love, and you can be aware of the stages that you're going through. But anyway, to a girl, it seems like almost instantaneous. He pursues her, he woos her, and he tries to seduce her, and, even kind of professes he has feelings for her. And sometimes, he does this all within a few dates. And she's like, whoa, he's like falling in love with me. And, to the girls, all of these are clearly are signs that this guy is falling in for her like left, right, and center, and obviously head over heels. But no matter, how smitten the guy might seem, and I'm saying might seem because you need to put it in capital letters, and you need to put it in bling, like you put it in Broadway or something. But those are all might seem, signs that the man may be interested in you. Because remember, men are the pursuers, they're the hunters, and as a man, you actually believe that is falling in love. It's a process. It's that you are falling in love with somebody when you are obviously taking them out and you're wooing them and you're pursuing them, and you say all the nice things to them and what have you. But at the same time, this is just the beginning stages of I am falling in love with a man. But the woman is already at the end. So it's totally different stages. And before we go to the stages, I'm like, really, really patting this around and kind of window dressing it, because I think it's very important for people to understand, or men and women to understand, why there are stages and how this actually develops. But men actually believe they're falling in love, but this is just the tip of the iceberg, really. It's not anything like massively I'm on fire kind of thing. But women think if he says I miss you, that's falling in love. It isn't. For a man, when he says I miss you, most girls assume, oh wow, okay, and the more she sticks around him, the more she's going to kind of capture his heart, and she's going to make him fall in love with her even more, and that would be like really nice. But to a guy, most of the time, women that spend too much of time with him and insist on spending too much of time with him, really it is like they make themselves easy, and that's not applicable, that's not appealing to a man in most cases, because then she becomes easily available. This already. This is textbook stuff, right? But what works instead is going out on more dates, and trying to make him go out on more dates is the challenge. It is really the challenge, to not take you home and make you cook a meal for him and immediately make you familiar with everything. The whole point is really going on dates, getting the romance going, getting the I want to I'm looking forward to this evening, I want to talk about this and I want to talk about that, and that's what works, and making sure that you give him and her a lot of space. But that doesn't happen these days. It's like kind of fast forward, and everything goes within 2-3 dates. They already sharing bedrooms, and that is what takes the longevity out of a relationship, according to the experts. And everything I'm telling you today is according to the experts. I've done my research, yes. So I've stayed up my late nights, and burnt my candles. But just, don't just vanish from his life, though, because now, I've told you this. But, there are ways to make him bond with you as a female. And yes, and if you are doing the same as a man. And by the way, there are some females out there that have men characteristics. So they are like you. They are like the man. So they have the stages falling in love, and the man is obviously at the female's, hormones stage. So maybe he feels, oh well, this is love, and she's like, no, I'm just like looking at that mountain. I might climb it, I might not. I don't know. All right. So coming up right now is Moody Blues. I hope I'm helping here. I hope I'm helping some people to, get educated about falling in love. I mean, this is a talk show, right? And I'm just gonna, put out the research out there and what experts have to say, and hopefully we can have a wonderful morning together. Moody Blues, Nights on White Satin, and it's just over 10 o'clock right now. So yeah, let's listen to Moody Blues and what. Oh yes, no, I've got Bill Withers and just the two of us coming up right now. I just added that one in, just so I, because I fancy it. Yeah, I've got to tell the truth.
I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, and I want to spend some time with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us.
Welcome, Tharani Tyra Mudis. Am I pronouncing Tharani Tyra Mudli, Lalisha Naidu, Melendran Samuel Naidu? Welcome to the show.
We look for love, no time for tears. Wasted water's all that is, and it don't make no flowers grow. Good things might come to those who wait, but not for those who wait too late. We gotta go for all we know. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building them castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. I hear the crystal raindrops fall on the window down the hall, and it becomes the morning dew. And darling, when the morning comes and I see the morning sun, I want to be the one with you. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us, building big castles way on high. Just the two of us, you and I. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Let's get it together, baby. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us.
Oh, what a classic this is. And as soon as that piano starts, I think that everybody recognizes it. Making love out of nothing at all. Esapla.
I know just how to whisper, and I know just how to cry. I know just where to find the answers, and I know just how to lie. I know just how to fake it, and I know just how to scheme. I know just when to face the truth, and then I know just when to dream. And I know just where to touch you, and I know just what to prove. I know when to pull you closer, and I know when to let you loose. And I know the night is fading, and I know the time's gonna fly. And I'm never gonna tell you everything I gotta tell you, but I know I gotta give it a try. And I know the roads to riches, and I know the ways to fame. I know all the rules, and then I know how to break 'em, and I always
Making Love Out of Nothing at All. And what a classic that is by Air Supply. And we are, still on the subject of, staying a little bit further away from each other because, trying to go out and date more often and things like that. But, rather stay away in person and stay on each other's mind. And that's what experts say initially in the relationship. It's better to stay away from each other and stay on each other's mind, but make sure that you both are still on each other's minds. So, especially if you are, the woman and, you want to make him, think about you, you need to be active, obviously, on Instagram and social media and, send him those flirty short texts or, whatever, to say hello. And just by having a great life, where you are out and about all the time and you're not sitting and moping and saying that, I miss you and I'm not going to go anywhere, because guys really don't get turned on by that kind of thing. And if you're busy having fun and meeting people, then you are instantly desirable. And I think guys will agree that they don't like falling in love with clingy woman, and you can come across as being clingy if you always want to be with him. So instead, I'm sure that guys also agree that they feel like dating you and pursuing you because he sees you as a bigger catch if you're independent and you're happy with other people and you can manage relationships, and that sort of thing. And also the fact that you're going out all the time makes it seem like some other guy can date you. So, which will make him obviously want to spend more time with you on a date and try to impress you more. So we are talking around men falling in love. And the reason for this is because, women also need some tips on how to make a guy fall in love with her. So, besides doing it how they do it these days, like sleep with each other, there are like very, very nice ways and very decent ways and very, not immoral, but moral ways to go. And I think that's the biggest problem in society these days. We're all facing that, even as parents, that youngsters don't know how to date. They don't know how to manage relationships and fall in love and make that a process. Instead, they fall in love so quickly, these kids, and then, next minute they want to get married and then everything falls apart. So, we're just saying that, that this is a process and you've got to take it one step at a time, more for women as well, and there are definitely kosher ways to do it according to the experts. And so, why do guys actually run away when they fall in love? That's a question that many a woman has asked. So I'm going to answer that after the break and with music and Moody Blues, Nights in White Satin.
Nights in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I'd always missed with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore, 'cause I love you. Yes, I love you. Gazing at people, some hand in hand, just what I'm going through, they can understand. Some try to tell me thoughts they cannot defend. Just what you want to be, you will be in the end. And I love you. Yes, I love you. Oh,
He was a friend of mine, and he could sing a song. His heart in every line. Marvin, sang of the joy and pain. He opened up our mind, and I still can hear him say, "Oh, talk to me, so you can see what's going on. Say you will sing your songs forever. Gonna be some sweet sounds coming down on the night shift. I bet you're singing proud. Oh, I bet you're full of pride. Gonna be a long night. It's gonna be alright on the night shift. You found another home. I know you're not alone on the night shift. Oh, you found another home. I know you're not alone on the night shift. Jackie, hear what you're doing now. It seems like yesterday when we were working out. Jackie, oh, you set the world on fire. You came and gifted us. Your love, it lifted us higher and higher. Keep it up, and we'll be there at your side. Oh, say you will sing your songs forevermore, evermore, evermore. Gonna be some sweet sounds coming down on the night shift. I bet you're singing proud. Oh, I bet you're full of pride. Gonna be a long night, alright on the night shift. You found another home. I know you're not alone on the night shift. Gonna be some sweet sounds coming down on the night shift. Oh, on the night shift. I bet you're singing proud. Oh, you're singing proud. Oh, I bet you're full of pride. Oh, yeah. Gonna be a long night. It's gonna be alright on the night shift. On the night shift. You found another home. I know you're not alone.
On the night shift there by the Commodores, and what a classic band that was as well. We're playing all the classic tunes to make you fall in love. So I just hope that you guys are spending time together this afternoon, yes, and you can share everything that went on in the show. And, you know, we're talking about why guys actually run away, at some point in the relationship, especially when they fall in love. And that is a big question, isn't it? And that's like the aha moment for the guy, because you'll completely understand the psychology behind how men fall in love and why they run away. When you get to that, when I start actually talking about the 7 stages of how they fall in love, so we're getting there, but you'll understand it a little bit better why they actually run away. But when a man dates a woman, and this is by the experts, it's just only trying really hard to make her fall in love with him. He's not really falling in love with her. It's not that way, and that's what actually surprised me, because here am I thinking like, but he's actually falling in love with her, because that's what this dyad is about. But it's not. It really isn't. It is about him making her fall in love with him, and him making her fall in love with him. So for him, he hasn't even got into that process of falling in love with her at all. So and that's the shocking part. So once he actually does fall, once he's sure rather that the woman has fallen for him, then he will start falling in love with her. And here, the women are thinking in the meanwhile, well, you know what? He's falling in love with me. He isn't. He's actually trying to make you fall in love with him. And once he's sure that you're falling for him, literally, yeah. And so then that's the first time he'll actually ask himself whether he actually likes you. So that can come as a shocker to you, because he doesn't necessarily have to like you up until that point. So he will try to make you like him, flirt with him, accept all his corny jokes and things like that, and he'll check you out to see if you're wife material and what have you. And when you finally show the green light and not the red light for him to go ahead and pursue you, that's when he starts thinking about whether he can or should or would fall in love with somebody like you. And then he starts asking himself whether he likes you. So, that actually, when I was saying this to a friend, she was like, mouth open, looking at me, and then, seriously, after like about a minute or so, I got a reaction, and I was like, yo, did she just freeze on me? So anyway, but even if he likes you and wonders and sees you as a potential partner or dating partner or whatever, this still happens, by the way. So, this is when most girls get quite confused by this whole process, because you suddenly have this guy, running away from her. And here she is, fell in love with him, and she's falling in love with him, and she's fallen in love with him, and he's gone. Because that's when he starts questioning, can I love this? Can I really fall in love with this? And that's, the one thing that that might come as a shocker to everybody. But anyway, yes, George Benson coming up right now. And, I'm playing around with the playlist a little bit here. And, sometimes I say the wrong thing, but I add something and I forget that I added it in, so pardon me. George Benson, In Your Eyes.
I think I finally know you. I can see beyond your smile. I think that
One of these feel-good warm songs.
we have is still worthwhile. Don't you know that love's just like the thread that keeps unraveling, but then it ties us back together in the end. In your eyes, I can see my dreams' reflections. In your eyes, found the answers to my questions. In your eyes, I can see the reasons why our love's alive. In your eyes, we're drifting safely back to shore. I think I finally learned to love you more. You warned me that life changes, that no one really knows whether time would make us strangers or whether time would make us grow. Even though the winds of time will change, in a world where nothing stays the same, through it all, our love will still remain. In your eyes, I can see my dreams' reflections. In your eyes, found the answers to my questions. In your eyes, I can see the reasons why our love's alive. In your eyes, we're drifting safely back to shore, and I think I finally learned to love you more. In your eyes, I can see the reasons why our love's alive. You and we're drifting safely back to shore. I think I finally learned to love you more.
Celine Dion, When I Need You. And I just hope that you are enjoying all the brilliant tunes we have here for you this morning. Capital Radio it is. My name is Ini. My show is called, and it's a talk show called All Things Considered. And we're considering everything this morning as we are revealing to you how men fall in love. First time in the history, I think we actually dealing with a topic like this. Well, we're making history right here on Capital Radio.
When I need you, I just close my eyes and I'm with you. And all that I so want to give you, it's only a heartbeat away. When I need love, I hold out my hands and I touch love. I never knew there was so much love keeping me warm night and day. Miles and miles of empty space in between us. A telephone can't take the place of your smile. Ooh, but you know I won't be traveling forever. It's cold out, but hold out and do like I do when I need you. I just close my eyes and I'm with you. And all that I so want to give you, baby, it's only a heartbeat away. It's not easy when the road is your driver. Honey, that's a heavy load that we bear. But you know I won't be traveling a lifetime. It's cold out, but hold out and do like I do. When I need love, I hold out my hands and I touch love. And I never knew, oh, never knew there was so much love keeping me warm night and day. Oh, when I need you, just close my eyes. I just close my eyes. And all It's only a heartbeat away. When I need just close my eyes and breathe. When I know that I should to it's only a heartbeat away.
When I Need You, and that was Celine Dion over there. And I hope that you guys are, really swaying to the tunes, because these are the tunes that we absolutely can fall in love with, or on, rather, I should say. And we're talking about why the guy actually runs away. And, it's two processes with a man and a woman is completely different. When the girl is already and in love, the man just thinks, okay, now finally she's in love, and I can finally think about maybe I can have a relationship with this person. So can I have a relationship with this person? And then the reality starts sinking in, because when they realize that maybe you have fallen in love with them, it's complete panic for them, because now what do they do with you? Because they haven't yet fallen totally in love with you, and that's genuinely the first time they start thinking about the most important things. And you've already thought about these things. The woman has already thought about, is this the guy? Is he going to wash my dishes in the evening? And the guy is now starting to think, is she really the one? Is she going to be saving my money, or is she going to be lavish with my money? And yes, can I afford to buy those Gucci bags? And yes, that's the first time he's asking himself the questions. And it's the same questions that you kind of both ask about each other. And we kind of now dabbling around, the 7 stages. But you'll understand why when we get to the 7 stages, So only the guy waits way longer, more than the first few dates to actually start asking themselves this question. First, he looks at your mannerisms. And yes, the new thing is that they would inspect your toes. And they never used to do that then, but now they ask to see your toes. I don't know why that is the case, but obvious reasons, they say. But anyway, if he's convinced that you're worth it, and you can expect him to give in completely and fall in love with you, yes, absolutely. So truly, madly, deeply, and all in the same ways that you'd fall for him. And you know what the experts actually say, which is also something to take into consideration, is that if this love process of falling in love is really happening really fast, then this is not real, okay? The guy is trying to, or he's under pressure to make you feel that, he's falling in love with you. Maybe you're putting a lot of pressure on him. And, maybe you've introduced him to 20 friends, and now he's got to pretend. But if he's, showing all these signs, really, really quickly, he's saying these things, many of them will be saying it without actually thinking about it. And when you are completely in love with him, and he doesn't know what to do now, because he's already declared love when he's not really in love. He can be forcing himself to really show you that he's in love, or that he's forcing himself to fall in love, and that can be so wrong. So that now you see why it's important for you to actually allow, when I say you, the woman, to allow that process. Because if you don't allow those 7 stages to happen, and you keep pushing him to, say whether he's in love with you, whether he isn't, whether you want to meet his friends, and, whether he wants to meet your friends rather, and you want to meet, if you just rush through this whole process, those 7 stages will never get done in his head. Never does. And that's the hard thing, because you've rushed the whole process. He's pretended to love you. And yes, when you do get married, this all starts to crumble, because this was the foundation. The 7 stages of falling in love, according to experts, is the foundation for that house. And you need to be absolutely sure that you've given it time, because it takes time. And there's no difference. They're not saying that certain men, you can accelerate this, or there's a way to speed it up, or something can act as a catalyst, and this can happen. They're not saying that. So there you go. So we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about the 7 stages finally. Okay. So, but they're not too long, so we're going to definitely go through them quickly. But the build up to this was really to prepare women, to say, But you know what? These are the signs you should be looking out for, and yeah, and you know, all the toodle-doo around it. Starship, and nothing's going to stop us now.
Looking in your eyes, I see a paradise. This world that I found is too good to be true. Standing here beside you, want so much to give you this love in my heart that I'm feeling for you.
Let 'em say we're crazy. I don't care about that. Put your hand in my hand, baby. Don't ever look back. Let the world around us just fall apart. Baby, we can make it if we're heart to heart. And we can build this dream together, standing strong forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. And if this world runs out of lovers, we'll still have each other. Nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing's gonna stop us now.
I'm so glad I found you. I'm not gonna lose you. Whatever it takes, I will stay here with you. Take it to the good times, see it through the bad times. Whatever it takes is what I'm gonna do.
Let 'em say we're crazy. What do they know? Put your arms around me, baby. Don't ever let go. Let the world around us just fall apart. Baby, we can make it if we're heart to heart. And we can build this dream together, standing strong forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. And if this world runs out of lovers, we'll still have each other. Nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing's gonna stop us.
All that I need is you.
All that I ever need.
All that I want to do.
Hold you forever, forever and ever. We can build this dream together, standing strong forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. And if this world runs out of lovers, we'll still have each other. Nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing's gonna stop
Nothing's going to stop us now by Starship. And next we've got a back-to-back by Sade, yes. And, oh, she just has a classic voice, doesn't she? Absolutely brilliant voice. And at one time I remember to think, oh gosh, I mean, such a hoarse voice, and how did she get that? Well, I still haven't asked her. But anyways, we're talking about how men fall in love and the 7 stages of men falling in love. And we went through the whole idea, about how the process works. And it was very important to have that discussion because, you need to understand why, they run away even before the process is complete. And very often they do, and you never hear from them again. And, that's because they are still, contemplating. So, okay, now that the woman has fallen in love with me, I can maybe do this, but is this the woman I really want? Because the most important thing, and experts will tell you in him falling in love, is the chase. It's all about the chase. And often it used to be said in a very, very negative light, and experts say that often women look at this in a very negative light and say, oh, all they're interested in is chasing me, and now that they've got me to like them, they actually leave. But they don't understand that this is part of the process, that this chasing you is part of the process. And yes, then it's only at that point in time that men actually consider, is this the person I want to spend the rest of my life with? But now that you have a clear idea of that and the 7 stages of love for men and how they fall in love, is going to be much better. And so we can start to make sense of that. But if you really want to completely understand a guy's mind, which I think it might be easier than a woman's mind, I don't know, but as he falls in love, we need to really look at this process and the different stages that they experience. So what is stage 1? Stage 1 is appreciation. So yes, we're going to be talking about appreciation when you come back. Jade, or Shadi, whatever you want to call it, is a back-to-back right now.
Always hope that you remember. We never really learned the meaning of it all. What we have is strong and tender, so hold on. In the middle of the madness, when the time is running out and you're left alone, all I want is you to know that it's strong still, can't pull us apart. Nothing can come between us. Nothing can pull us apart. Can come between us. I always hope that you remember. What we have is strong and tender. In the middle of the madness, hold on. So it truly is a good thing, and I always wanted you to know there is always this, and this is everlasting. Hold on. It's about faith. It's about trust. Yeah, yeah. It's about faith. It's about trust.
hope you're enjoying that, Sade. Your love is king.
You're making me dance inside. Your love is king. Crown you with my heart. Your love is king. Never need to part. Your kisses ring. Round and round and round my hand, touching the very part of me. It's making my soul sing, tearing the very heart of me. I'm crying out for more. Touching the very part of me, it's making my soul sing. I'm crying out for more. Your love is king. This is no blind faith. This is no sad or sorry dream. This is no blind faith. Your love is real. Gotta bury with your heart. Your love is king. Never need to love. Oh, touch me. Your love is king. It's coming. Your love is making me dance.
So we are actually at the first stage of how men fall in love. Believe it or not, that was a great big ramble. And after I went through all the stuff, I realized no, but it was very important that I understood the whole process and what goes around the whole relationship and how the woman has to feel by the time the man comes to the first stage, which is by the way appreciation. So the first stage that he goes on the drive with you, and he's taking a good look at you and trying to appreciate you, and obviously this is all about physical appearance and instant attraction, and now this should really clear all the doubts out for men. For women though, so men are rather shallow when it comes to getting attracted at first sight. Yeah, so their first reaction is it's all got to be physical. And there's and very few men out there, but actually research has been proving this wrong. Well, recent research anyway has been proving that the man nowadays will go for more intelligent women, and the reason behind them going for the more intelligent women is because they want to have somebody that has a career, that is going to be stable in their career, that has a degree behind their name. So intelligence has now come to the fore. But and they still haven't put away, men still haven't put away that basket of I need to be physically attracted to this man as well. I mean women as well. But while women may sometimes fall in love in the first conversation, usually they do, men are attracted to a woman initially only because of her physical attributes, how she dresses and physical aspects. And now, as I said, the most, I came across in my research that the in thing these days, and women, listen out, you've got to paint your nails and do your toenails well, because now all the guys look at their women's toenails first, yes. So, if you are wondering why he keeps, looking under the table now, Okay, so men are attracted to women, initially because of her physical aspects, and almost nothing else, actually. There's got to be some sort of chemistry and some sort of bond there. And once they have the bond on the physical level, they can most certainly, appreciate you. And physical appearance is paramount for men, but many of them wouldn't admit it. Not all of them admit it. 9% of the time, according to research. But it might not be entirely the entire package, not necessarily be the entire package, if you know what I mean. Each guy has his own preferences about what he likes and what he doesn't like, what he would look at, what he doesn't look at. Some of them, would accept that, that you have short hair. Some of them don't. Some of them, prefer long hair. Some of them like long legs, and obviously some of them like short dresses. Some of them like, Indian dresses maybe, or traditional Chinese dresses. I don't know, depending on whatever they're attracted to. But that is, it's that factor, let's put it that way, experts say, that is going to make his heart jump, that's going to make his heart skip a beat. And that's the thing that's going to make this relationship last, or not last, but this courtship, this dating pattern last. And once he's physically attracted to you, the chances are he's going to ask you for another date. But a man may appreciate a lot of women, but he doesn't really get infatuated by them all. And the infatuation has to be the first process, where it's a physical attraction and appreciation for who you are as physically. And if he does appreciate that woman, his interest in pursuing her or wooing her is going to be aroused, and then he enters that infatuation stage, according to experts. We're all learning so much this morning, I promise you. But a man may pursue a woman various ways, but if she doesn't accept his advances, then he's just going to usually forget the girl and move on. So you see, this is the thing, and that's the pre-process. Let's call it the pre-process or stages, process of the stages. That he's got to woo you and pursue you and dine you and wine you until that point when he knows that you like him, and that is only when he will start jumping into those the questions as to whether this is doable, so that's stage number one. Stage number two is, a little bit, on physical appearance, and, obviously appreciating the physical appearance. You can then now go to the attraction phase, and we're going to be talking about the attraction phase when we come back from Cascada, Every Time We Touch.
I still hear your voice when you sleep next to me. I still feel your touch in my dream. Forgive me my weakness, but I don't know why. Without you, it's hard to survive. 'Cause every time we touch, I get this feeling. By my side, 'cause every time we touch,
All in the Gang with Cherish right now.
Let's take a walk together near the ocean shore. Hand in hand, you and I. Let's cherish every moment we have been given. For time is passing by. I often pray before I lay down by your side. If you receive your calling before I awake, could I make it through the night? Cherish the love we have. We should cherish the life we live. Oh, cherish the love. Cherish the love. Cherish the love. Cherish the love. Cherish the love we have. For as long as we both shall live. Cherish the love. Cherish the life. Cherish the love.
Don't go away. We are going to be doing the new lockdown rules that is to be expected in new lockdown rules to threaten businesses completely, you know, for the Easter weekend to, you know, obviously boost in South Africa. So don't go away.
Will you be by my side? I often pray before I lay down by your side. And if you receive your calling before I awake, could I make it through the night? Cherish the love we have. Yeah. Cherish the life we live. Baby, yeah. Cherish the love. Cherish the love. Oh, yeah. Cherish the love. Oh, cherish the love we have. While we're together. As long as we both shall live. Cherish the love. Cherish the love. Cherish the love. Cherish the love. Cherish the life. Cherish the love we have. We should cherish the life we live. Cherish the love. Cherish the life. Cherish the love. Cherish the love we have. Every night I think about you.
Lionel Richie, Stuck on You, coming up next.
Stuck on you. Got this feeling down deep in my soul that I just can't lose. Guess I'm on my way. Needing a friend, and the way I feel now, I guess I'll be with you till the end. Guess I'm on my way. Mighty glad you stayed. I'm stuck on you. Been a fool too long. I guess it's time for me to come on home. Guess I'm on my way. So hard to see that a woman like you could wait around
Guess I'm on my way. Mighty glad you stayed. Oh, I'm leaving on that midnight train tomorrow, and I know just where I'm going. Packed up my troubles and I've thrown them all away. 'Cause this time, little darling, I'm coming home to stay. I'm stuck on you. I've got this feeling down deep in my soul that I just can't lose. Guess I'm on my way. Needing a friend, and the way I feel now, I guess I'll be with you till the end. Yes, I'm on my way. I'm mighty glad you stayed.
Mighty glad that you'll stay. Lionel Richie there, and you know, he's always, always, always never failed to amaze us with absolutely brilliant songs and evergreen songs that we can absolutely appreciate every time you listen to it. And we're talking about stage 3 and attraction, and you know, the different stages that men go through with you know, falling in love. And some people said, oh, do they really go through stages? Yeah, okay, so they can also flirt. And somebody said, no, but they can't flirt. And no, you can. But anyway, you know, before you know it, the girl is already in love with you, and you are still falling in love, or you didn't even start contemplating falling in love. And then once the girl is in love with the guy, then what? Because now he's got to start contemplating whether he's going to be able to, you know, commit to this person, that, you know, as she is, you know, or is this the person for him? And, you know, firstly, we were talking about appreciation, and it starts with physical attraction, and, you know, that, and now the attraction, you know, phase. If an attractive girl reciprocates to a guy's advances, you know, then he enters into the attraction stage of love, because the infatuation is gone, you know, the first love at maybe first sight. You know, like I kind of like, you know, I think this will work. But then he goes into the attraction stage, and until this stage, a guy can really walk away from a girl at any stage and any time, and even, you know, and leave her painful and heartbroken, you know, and without and he can do it without any pain, by the way. So if the guy hasn't gotten through the 7 stages of I'm falling in love kind of thing, he can totally, you know, walk away from it, and he will have no pain. And that's what women don't seem to understand, because when they do that, when they walked away from something, you know, they don't have to show any remorse over it, and they can go out tomorrow night and have somebody else, you know, sitting opposite them and having a date with that person. And women, you know, is all weepy, and like, you know, she's already wetting the whole pillow and wondering what on earth is going on. But the man hasn't even entered a stage of I'm in love. So you know, he can easily walk away, you know, whilst building up to this this stage of I'm, you know, now falling in love, or I have fallen in love. So the attraction stage, even he can walk away and he can not care. He's really not trying, you know, too hard, and he's to you know, like fool you or anything like that. He really, you know, he hasn't fallen in love, and he's not really in love, and you know, and so he doesn't really look at this as rejection, whereas a woman would look at this as rejection. And so, you know, we see things so differently, because we don't realize that these phases or stages is so important, or that, you know, and it are also mentioned that if a woman, you know, rushes a man through these phases, stages, and expects him to just propose to her and then take her out and introduce him to all her friends, well, think again, because you can so rush the process, and that building, that foundation hasn't even started being solidified as yet. So it's very, very important. And women might think that that he just doesn't care, but really he didn't care in the first place. I mean, he was just trying to see if you were interested. And as I said, very important that when men are dating a woman, he is actually trying to make you fall in love with him, and he is not trying to fall in love with you. So that's a huge, huge, huge cracker, if you want to really understand the man. But if a girl does show this, even the slightest sign of reciprocation or interest in the guy, or even if, she assumes she's kind of into him, and the guy kind of digs deep into the stage with that understanding, the attraction stage. In this stage, he decides to pursue the girl and make her kind of like him. That's when he really starts making her like him. So even then, he has to get to stage number 3 to actually start doing that. So, it's a much more slower process for them. We understood that, but we just didn't know what was going on in their heads. Okay, so now we know. All right, and coming up right now, 3 Times a Lady by Commodores and Lionel Richie. One of my favorites.
Thanks for the times that you've given me. The memories are all in my mind. And now that we've come to the end of our rainbow, there's something I must say out loud. You once, twice, 3 times a lady, and I love you. Yes, you once, twice, 3 times a lady, and I love you. I love you. When we are together, the moments I cherish with every beat of my heart. To touch you, to hold you, to feel you, to need you. There's nothing to keep us apart. You once, twice, 3 times a lady, and I love you. I love you.
Michael Jackson. There's nobody like Michael Jackson to pep up party. The girl is mine.
Every night She walks right in my dreams since I met her from the start. I'm so proud I am the only one who is special in her heart. The girl is mine. The doggone girl is mine. I know she's mine. Because the doggone girl is mine.
I don't understand the way you think, saying that she's yours, not mine. Sending roses and your silly dreams, really just a waste of time, because she's mine. The doggone girl is mine. Don't waste your time, because the doggone girl is mine. I love you more than he.
Take you anywhere. But I love you endlessly. Love it we will share. So come and go with me to one town. But we both cannot have, so it's one or the other. And one day you'll discover that she's my girl forever.
Don't fill your hopes to peel it down, 'cause I really feel it's time.
You know she tell you I'm the one for her, 'cause she said I blow her mind. The girl is mine.
The doggone girl is mine.
Don't waste your time,
Because the doggone girl is mine. She's mine.
she's mine.
No, 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 she's mine.
The girl is mine.
Girl is
The
mine.
girl is mine.
Girl is mine.
Girl is mine.
Mine, mine,
Yep, she's mine.
mine, mine,
The girl is mine.
mine, mine,
Yes, she's mine.
mine, mine.
Don't waste your time,
Because the doggone girl is mine.
girl is mine.
Michael, we're not going to fight about this, okay?
Paul, I think I told you I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I've heard it all before, Michael. She told me that I'm her forever lover, you know, don't you remember?
Well, after loving me, she said she couldn't love another.
Is that what she said?
Yeah, she said it. You keep dreaming.
I don't believe it. No,
The girl is mine.
no, mine.
Girl, mine.
She's mine, 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 mine.
The girl is
Believe it or not, we are at stage 4, and experts say that the guy is nowhere near falling in love with you. So he's still got to go through all that material. Yes, it's almost like making a goodri. Really, you're waiting to see the end product, and you're layering sari after sari. Well, anyway, the stage 4 is really the impression stage, and as she made an impression on him, and understanding how men kind of fall in love is complicated, the experts say. So but quite frankly, he's nowhere close to like falling in love in this impression stage, and even though it's the fourth part of the stage, and all he wants to do is still make the girl kind of like him, and and he's showing off his kind of mating potential to her, and that maybe husband potential, so he's trying to, like, he peacocks around her and tries to flirt, and plans dates and splurges on gifts and things like that, and he's still trying to find himself and maybe please the girl, and see what pleases her and what angers her, and don't get angry too quickly, and don't get angry too much, because he will walk away, and I was just saying, and if you just joined the show, and this is any Caps of Radio, the show is called All Things Considered. We are broadcasting from sunny South Africa. I forgot to say that this morning, yes, for all our international listeners. And for those people wondering, why I say that, we broadcast in over 200 countries all over the world. And yes, this show grabs quite a lot of those listeners. And, in this show, we have over 200,000 listeners from all over the world, in all continents. So, yeah, you're listening with the whole world with you. But, he's definitely not in love at this stage. And he's just trying to see your reaction to him being late, him buying, the wrong gift and a cheap gift versus a very expensive gift. And, but he does want, his intentions are clear. The experts said that he wants something good to come out of this in most cases. Otherwise, he won't take it to that stage. Most men start buying gifts early in the relationship, but, the bigger gifts or the more expensive gifts, the more valuable gifts come later, much later in the relationship. And, and what is peacocking really? What do you understand about this, and why men instinctively do this around a woman? Not all, but yes, a good couple of them. But stage 5 is conviction stage. So when you get to that conviction stage, if a guy's successfully breezing through all these stages with you and different stages, and yes, he's still not in love kind of thing, he'd start to kind of wonder at the stage if there's something in the air. Love is in the air. You remember that tune, so love is in the air is actually meant to come at stage 5, at the conviction stage. And this is when, but instead of obviously falling in love with the girl, all he's worried about is how to convince the girl to fall in love with him, as I said. And he would really like the girl in this stage to definitely like him. So he's heading there. He's like, he would be heartbroken if she didn't really, respond positively to all his advances. But the uncertainty would obviously confuse him. So, women as well, there are women out there that just play the cold, shoulder right through, just because they're protecting their selves. And the core psyche says do that, because if you don't do that, then you're going to get hurt, you're going to fall, and you're going to really, really bleed. So that might confuse him, but he would not be at ease until he's certain that the girl really does like him. Perhaps that's why genetically women very quickly declare that I do like you, I do love you, and I miss you. All these things do kind of get to that point where he's like, okay, maybe this is it. But the very rich men have a definite problem, because they have no clue whether this is a gold digger or not. And it can be really, really mind-boggling for them, because they don't know whether this woman is just playing all, pressing all the right buttons because he's rich and he's got a Lamborghini or a Porsche, and she just wants his money. How does he know that? And that's what the experts have said, that it's a very, very different ball game. We are going to be talking a little bit about that next week as well, about how do you know that this is the right one? Is she not just the gold digger that everybody says that she is? Because it is quite mind-boggling for them. And the richer they are, the more well-off they are, the more endowed they are in terms of money, it becomes a much worse process for them, and a much harder process for them. He can really try to impress her, but then, he doesn't know whether his money is impressing her, whether he's impressing her. So shame. It is a shame. It is sad that we know when somebody is very, very rich, then he's a good catch, and all, the women kind of fling themselves at him. And that's the truth. I mean, whether, I have women feminists out there, that's the absolute truth. But, one way of beating that, the experts say, is never ever to reveal how much you're worth. And never reveal who you really are. You might have a good job, but then, you don't have to say you're the manager of the company. You can say, well, I work there, and that you're the owner of the company. You can say, you can do that, what's that, Coming to Africa kind of, but yes, where she didn't know up until the last stage that he was a prince. Yeah, that kind of thing. Reveal the prince status very, very late in the relationship. Okay, so coming on right now, let's see. I've been playing around with this playlist. And by the way, I do handpick this playlist for you. So I just hope that you enjoy it every day. Tonight, I celebrate my love for you.
I celebrate my love for you. It seems the natural thing to do.
Tonight, no one's gonna find us. We'll leave the to you.
Tonight I celebrate my love for you and hope that deep inside you feel it too.
Tonight our spirits will be climbing to a sky lit up with diamonds. When I make love to you
Tonight I celebrate my love for you, and that midnight sun is gonna come shining through.
tonight, there'll be no distance between us.
What I want most to do is to get close to you tonight. Tonight I celebrate my love for you, and soon this old world will seem brand new.
Tonight, we will both discover our friends turn into lovers. When I make love to you tonight,
I celebrate my love for you, and that midnight sun is gonna come shining
tonight, there'll be no distance between us.
What I want most to do is to get close to you. Tonight I celebrate my love for you.
Tonight, I celebrate my love for you, and I hope that you guys are having fun with me because, you know, we've come to the last stage, which is the reaffirmation stage. So, reaffirmation, you know, for a man, if he's able to get to that stage at all, you know, he doesn't actually run away halfway through this hardcore process. And if he's able to, like, kind of convince the girl that yes, I am material that you might, you know, be interested in and make her fall in love with him. You know, then he's a happy man and he likes where the dating game is heading, and you know, he can look at the process more seriously. But up until now, in his pursuit of the girl, he doesn't even know whether he's going to pursue the girl any further after these, you know, 7 stages of actually getting to that stage where he's actually ready now to consider whether, you know, this is something that I want to do. Because up until that time, you know, the process is all about making her fall in love with him first, and because he doesn't want to commit to somebody that obviously is not going to fall in love with him, because then it'll mean a broken heart, and then he'll be playing AK Break Your Heart, you know, he'll be coming to capitals and making us play it for him on request. But anyway, once the girl, you know, is obviously in love with him, you know, and the man seriously then starts to consider that, you know, whether he can do that. Look, it's a selfish move, because in all that time, he's kind of, this is what, you know, you've heard this, leading somebody up the garden pathway. So again, you know, men have been really thrown the dirty water on, you know, although dirty water have come on them for leading a girl up the garden pathway. But experts are saying it is part of the process. It's quite normal. There's nothing sinful in leading a girl up the garden pathway, because, you know, it means, okay, I've made you smell the roses right through, and now I'm ditching you. But experts are saying there's nothing wrong with it. This is absolutely, don't you love the experts? Absolutely a normal process, and girls shouldn't say that to other people, because this is all about, when the guys are trying to, get them to get interested in them. So there you go, guys. If somebody ever says that she was led up the garden pathway, tell her that she's got to go and do her research on the 7 stages of me falling in love, or men falling in love, and she'll understand it. Don't worry. But a lot of the stuff that we've done this morning, kind of pardons men for having, not having feelings when they are, leaving a relationship, and then they can go out with somebody the very next day, and women can't. But, that's just it. The experts say even when they get to the 3rd and 4th stage, they can leave and not have any emotional ties to that relationship. We never understand why, but now we understand why. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's the main thing, that there's nothing wrong with you. And it's not that you have done something wrong, but, that's the way men are made. So that's, unfortunately, it's a selfish thing, but, that's just, but you've learned a lesson as well. So we could come to that stage when you really don't think that this is for you. Don't waste your time thinking. Spend your time searching for more places, to kind of get people that you really can gel with and a better match. So, we can always, see that he's getting to that 7th stage, and 7th stage really is ready to love at last. Okay, so we're going to get to that when we listen to Captain and Tennille. Love will keep us together.
Love will keep us together. Think of me, babe, whenever some sweet talking girl comes along, singing a song. Don't mess around, you just gotta be strong. Just stop, 'cause I really love you. Stop, I
Capital Radio it is, and you are listening to Ini, and the show's called a talk show called All Things Considered. And I'm with you every single weekday, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., just in case you're wondering. And we are talking wacky topics every single day. You'd love the topics that we talk about. It's topics that nobody ever discusses anywhere. And, it's stuff that I do a lot of research on to bring some good, material out of there, and a lot of sifting, and a lot of sifting goes from my side, and, just to get you the facts. But, we're talking about the last stage of falling in love, and that is when he's really, really ready to love. Now, on the, from the woman's side, have you ever dated a guy that kind of, started behaving like a jerk after a couple of weeks? Well, now you know why he does that, because, he takes him a very, very long time to start fathoming out whether he really wants to, go out with you. And at any stage he can ditch. He can, and that's not leading you up the garden pathway. So I think I've done a favor to both the sexes here, telling them, the guys should not be blamed for it, and the women, so I think that definitely I need, I need to be applauded here, because I'm doing both people a favor. Okay, I'm playing the goody two shoes between both. But if you ever dated a guy like that, now you understand why. And once the man is convinced that you are you, then you can really, really turn this dating into a good, solid, committed relationship. And I'm sure that if you're looking, and this is going to keep you busy, and you're going to be not doing the analytics too much because you're understanding yourself. But how do you turn the dating game in your favor if you're a woman, and how do you make him close to you? Now, this is very interesting for the guys as well, because now that you know how the man falls in love with the women, you can, this whole game seems like the annoying truth, really, but it's more annoying to know that men actually, to actually make women fall in love with them before they even start falling in love with the woman. And it is a bit annoying, but there's a plus, because if you really want to beat a guy at his game, don't show him early in the relationship that you actually are interested in him. Pull him along, so I know I'm saying this and guys are listening, but I said some things, as well in your favor. So let's turn to the ladies and say something in their favor. So yes, it's simple. You just play hard to get. You don't show your feelings earlier on. And let me tell you why I'm saying that, because the experts say, and this is a given fact, that not giving in too easily at the beginning, and wait for it, will make him work harder to win your love. But not only that, once you do win his love, it's there to stay, and he'll never want to leave you again. Or let's say that 99% of the time he doesn't leave somebody like that, because he will keep remembering that you're such a tough catch to get in the first place, or or to get or let go, because you obviously a tough catch to get. So he's not going to let you go that easily. So on the other hand, I want to say to the men, don't misunderstand playing hard to get. Because, on the other hand, from all that you've heard this morning, you've got to give the woman some kind of grace to let herself down easily and not to be brokenhearted by all this. So both parties need to protect themselves. And I'm for you guys, and I'm for the woman as well, saying that don't misunderstand playing hard to get. And just as she won't misunderstand you if you're both listening to this program, that you can ditch at any time, you can drop and kind of go on. But for whatever reason, and I think that it's a win-win for both. But remember, once he's fallen in love, it's almost always that because you made him work for your affection. And if you can do that time and again in your relationships and pursuits, women, I'm talking about, if you can make the guy work for that affection, then guys as well, from my side, I think that if you really do feel that somebody's making you work for her affection, it will sit much more, steadily, and that's a good foundation. Not just rush into things and then don't allow for the 7-stage process to go on. Coming up right now is after the break, on music break, really, we are going to be doing the business news and the highlights. Chicago, hard to say, I'm sorry. Oh, this is one of my favorites. I'm going to sit and enjoy this one.
It's hard for me to say I'm sorry. I just want you to stay. After all that we've been through, I will make it up to you. I promise to. And after all that's been said and done, you're just a part of me I can't let go. Couldn't stand to be kept away just for the day from your body. Wouldn't wanna be swept away, far away from the one that I love. Oh, now it's hard for me to say I'm sorry. I just want you to know. Hold me now. I really wanna tell you I'm sorry. I could never let you go. After all that we've been through, I will make it up to you. I promise to. And after all that's been said and done, you're just a part of me I can't let go. After all that we've been through, I will make it up to you. I promise to. You're gonna be the lucky one. When we get there, gonna jump in the air. No one will see us 'cause there's nobody there. After all, you know we really don't care. Hold on, I'm gonna take you there.
Paradise Road by Joy.
With me down Paradise Road. This way, please. I'll carry your load. This you won't believe. Come with me to paradise sky. Look
And it's time for business news. This is Inis Capital Radio, and the program is called All Things Considered. And we're looking at the highlights of business tech news. New lockdown rules threaten businesses looking for Easter weekend boost in South Africa. The impact of a predicted third COVID-19 wave in South Africa and the introduction of additional lockdown measures over Easter could be another blow for an already devastated tourism industry, says FDHASA, the National Trade Association for Hospitality Industry. The group cited Statistics South Africa's recent liquidations and insolvencies report, which showed that a total of 56 companies in the trade, catering and accommodation industry were liquidated in the period January to February 2021. FDHASA also pointed to Stats SA's accommodation and food and beverage key findings reports for January 2021 showed a significant decline in total income for tourist accommodation, that is 72.9% compared with January 2020. The food and beverage sector did not fare much better, with a decline of minus 36.1 in total income generated in the same period, it said. However, the figure of 56 companies going into liquidation does not reflect the many more hospitality businesses that have closed down but are not formally followed the liquidation process, so the picture is likely to be much worse than these numbers indicate, said Rosemary Anderson, chairperson of FDHASA. The hospitality industry was left in tatters by the first and second waves, and many businesses are now so financially compromised that they are unable to hang on any longer, especially in light of a predicted third wave and resultant lockdown measures. Some hotels, which are wholly reliant on business and international tourism, have been closed for a full year now, said Anderson. She said that a major source of concern is that in anticipation of Easter, the government will introduce restrictions that will have further detrimental impact on tourism and hospitality businesses that have been relying on a financial boost over this period to survive and retain staff. FDHASA has designed a robust set of health and safety protocols for COVID-19, and our members are acutely aware of the importance of adhering to these standards in order to safeguard the public and be able to continue trading. Despite the likely increase in domestic travel over Easter, arguably there is no sector quite as cognizant of the direct relationship between adherence to protocols and the recovery of the sector than the hospitality and tourism industry, said Anderson. Continued strict compliance to safety measures combined with the mass vaccination of the South African public is the only solution, she said. Over 120 countries are not allowing South African travelers in or their citizens to travel to South Africa, and it is concerning that our vaccination program is yet to begin in earnest, and we risk being left behind unless we soon start to see more progress in this regard. That was the highlight of the business tech news, and this is Ini, and it's Capital Radio. Coming up right now, a little bit more music, and that is Foreigner, I Want to Know What Love Is.
I've gotta take a little time to think things over. I better read between the lines in case I need it when I'm old.